5. Let's do something. Let's build something today. Let's see. Man, my computer sounds like a jet engine just waiting to take off. Oh man, hook a build. Maybe I should work on that this week. Let's try TL draw. Aaron Francis talked about TL draw. And I've always used Excalidraw, and this looks pretty similar, so let's try it out for a little bit. Seems pretty cool. Let's see. Fill, semi, fill. Not what I was expecting. Those look like the bring to back. Okay. All right. What do we do this week? Let's see. List out the savvy projects that I want to get done. I get a basic GitHub integration. Be really good to get that tested and working so that it's just working. I want to get GitHub and OIDC. OIDC is the other one. I already have OAuth 2, so I have the standard authorization code flow and client credentials flow and refresh token flow set up and working. I think I want to get basic OIDC working because that's what you're going to probably use for, like if you're building a SaaS, you're going to use OIDC for your authentication into your ecosystem because that's going to give you access to like an ID token and let you use your auth server as your sort of like source of truth for users. There should be implementation. Once I have GitHub and OIDC, find the right spot for this mic. Once I have GitHub and OIDC working, I might try and do another release. Could be fun to do another release of Savvy. I'll have to go through the whole OPAM repository PR thing again, but I feel like maybe the second time through will be less nerve-wracking since I kind of already know what they're expecting. I gotta keep I forgot I'm in a circle now. So maybe we try to do a what release number do we want to use for this? Savvy's on 2.0 or 0.2.0 right now, which is a super small number. I really just want it to be useful before I move it up to a 1.0. Like, I just want, I don't know. Maybe I need to build something. Maybe I need to build an app that uses Savvy, like, more robustly than my demo app. That could be a good idea. Build a... What kind of project should we build in OCaml? I have whenever, whnvr.com. That's an old OCaml app. It was running on fly.io, but it seems like fly.io doesn't keep it up very well. Like, I actually don't, I think last time I tried to go there, it doesn't even like load. Which is crazy because literally nothing has changed in the app. Yeah. Ooh, doesn't support a secure connection. What is happening, Fly.io? Why is my site not secure? Okay, anyway. We should build something with OCaml. Sounds like fun. We should build something small. Something we can use right away. Maybe we build like a... maybe we build an app for tracking things we need to do each week. That way, instead of using TLDraw next week, we can just load up our OCaml app and take a look around to see what's in there, what we've dropped in there. So we want to call it, that's like essentially a to-do list app, isn't it? Oh man. I hope Chris Sevilla sees this. Let's see. Task management app. A management. Actually, that sounds kind of hard. I don't have a good database library yet. I wonder if TJ's database library is live or public or whatever yet. He was working on it for whenever he was building his image, like his family image app. It was going to be like Google Photos, but private. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to figure that out. I'll have to figure out databases. Whenever it uses a database, it uses what's called Petrol. It used Petrol to connect things up. Let's see. What did we use? Dune Project. Cacti. I thought I used Petrol. Yeah, there's Petrol. This was a fun app. Whenever I built this one out, it was when I first started in OCaml. And I was just trying to come up with something that I could build pretty simply. And I forget where, but something recommended Twitter. Like, just recreate Twitter. So I was like, yeah, okay. But I needed a twist, so I wanted to make it be TTL based. So everything, posts and users, would get a TTL. So that meant that if you made a post, it would only live on the platform for 24 hours and be deleted. So everything was transient in the app. It was fun. Maybe I'll have to rebuild this using Savvy as my OAuth provider. What did I vendor in? Oh, I vendored in Petrol. Okay. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff I did not understand about OCaml when I built this originally. But this is a dream app. I've got a bunch of scripts that I have, JavaScript scripts that do all of my like passkey binding and stuff. This is a good time. All right. Let's see. Whoops. Build a task management app. Maybe. I don't know about this one. I'm still kind of on the fence about a task management app. This seems like a huge project to go next to Savvy. But maybe we could spin up a dream client. Maybe it wouldn't be too bad. It could be like a in-memory task management. We just don't save anything to a database. That makes it a little simpler. That makes it so that I don't have to worry about trying to figure out a database implementation. But I do need a database implementation at some point. That will almost certainly be important. All right, what are some other things we want to work on? I do kind of want to work on Huckabuild. Huckabuild is a project that I created. Actually, it's in, what is it, Packagist? Yeah. Huckabuild is a WordPress-esque CMS that I built. Coming to an end, great. It's really silly, honestly, but it was a lot of fun to make it. I got stuck because I was trying to figure out how to compile and build Tailwind locally, because I wanted to modify the Tailwind executable so that I could on the fly generate styles. So I would be able to go in, and whenever someone saves a page, because it's kind of like WordPress, right? Whenever you go in and save the page, it would read through all of the HTML and CSS that you put in your page. It would strip out all of the HTML and just save all of the CSS classes, and then it would attempt to build the Tailwind classes for each of those strings. But I was not successful. And I got almost no feedback whatsoever from the Tailwind community. Actually, I don't think I did get a single reply to any of my posts asking for help or feedback. I posted a question on an issue in there, and then I messaged in the Discord, and yeah, it's just not the right audience, I guess. People using Tailwind are mostly just focused on jamming out their own project as quick as they can and don't really care about modifying Tailwind itself. And I'm sure that Adam, the maintainer of Tailwind, probably has a lot of way better things to do than help some random person on the internet try to build this project when, yeah, he's got other stuff to do. So maybe we'll come back to this. That could be interesting. Huckabuild. Pick up. Trying to compile Tailwind. Man, I can't stop yawning today. Probably just should actually do this. I don't think it actually runs on this computer. I think I built it all on my wife's computer. Oh hey, Camel Brisket guy. Yeah, that's me. Camel and Brisket. Not the same time though, to be clear. While I was going through that saga, Twitter recommended me some video of someone who had made a giant roasted camel, and I was deeply offended. But it's fine. How are you doing, Gorang? What's up today? Yeah, I didn't know camel was edible either, but I guess when you're hungry, you'll eat anything. I don't know, it looked pretty big. Just a regular work day. Yeah, I feel that. That's going to be me in about an hour. Just trying to sneak in some camel or something interesting before I have to run off to do the daily grind. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry. Yes, HBU. How about you? Yeah, same thing. Just kind of hanging out, trying to use Monday stream to task plan for the week. Because I just don't want to, like, I don't know. I'm a planner. I like to have a plan for what's going to go on in the week. And I don't have that figured out yet for streaming. So today, I'm just kind of like investigating what we could be doing this week. So if you have thoughts or ideas, let me know. So good. Hook build. I do really want to build something with bolt.new. I don't know what that looks like yet. Bolt.new is like a web. It's a StackBlitz built their own AI code generator, and so you can like build entire projects with just a really good prompt. It was pretty interesting. I tried to recreate Hook build with it. I just pasted in my original prompt, and it was pretty accurate. Why does an OAuth2 library need a task management app? Oh, true. The task management app is just like a test for Savvy. I'd like to build a task management app just so I can use Savvy to handle the authentication, so I can kind of walk through the flow of what someone like a real developer would have to like deal with when they're implementing their auth using Savvy. And task management felt like a safe, easy thing that I could build rather quickly. Yeah. I didn't want to I didn't want to build the next Facebook and then spend the next 6 months half baking something that I'm just going to drop later. The trick with task management is it'll just be in memory instead of using a database, just because databases in OCaml aren't like super great. That's something else we'll have to work on in the future. The next project after Savvy is maybe build a more robust database package. I'd like a good SQLite package would be really good. Yeah, that's task management app. Maybe rebuild Huck. Oh, maybe that's what we do. Maybe we just put this under Huck build. Yeah, I think TJ is building something for DB stuff. I was just trying to remember earlier if he ever like published his stuff. I feel like he invited me to the repo. Let me check. Let me look and see if it's listed in his repositories. Not really. Okay. Monocle. A big mono repo for OCaml. I can't remember what it was called. What was the name of it? Is there brisket left? There actually is some brisket left. I may have some for breakfast. There was not like a ton though. It was a pretty small amount. Like TJ really did eat a bunch. Oh, Octane. That's what it was called. Right. What's this? Yeah. The fastest, the hottest. That's the one. Yeah, we could maybe use this. Then every Monday, whenever I hang out with TJ at church, I can bug him about why his package doesn't work correctly. Maybe it will actually work correctly, I guess. Wait, what's Raku? What in the world? What language is Raku? I've never heard of that. It must be just like a templating thing. Or is it a doc thing? Nope, it's all in Markdown. Yeah, this one would be good. Maybe. Already abandoned in favor of Mordoria, sadly. Oh, that's fine. Maybe we'll work on it. We'll work on it, and then we'll just put in PRs. Oh, someone else already has. SQLite for life. I don't know what this is, but I'm in favor of it. Yeah, I don't know. That's true. That's a good one. Let's just stick this one in our little task list here. Take that out. Say, use Octane. And then in a second brackets, put the link. Yeah. Yeah. It is kind of a bummer that Mordoria has just sort of taken over his life. We'll see, though. We'll see. I don't know. I'm interested to see if they ever actually get it published. Like he was talking about on stream, him and Prime were talking about on stream about like open sourcing it somehow and like letting people put in patches and stuff to help update the game. Yeah, he dreams in Lua now. Always Lua. That was actually pretty smart though, to build the game in Lua like that. Like stick to a language that he's really familiar with and one that's like easy for other people to get into. So if they do open source like they're talking about, it'll be easy for people to just jump in and do something with it. I think that was smart. I think it was a good move. Alright, so if we're going to use Octane, maybe we'll use Octane for our task management app. Savvy, again, this is not a task management app for Savvy. It's a task management app just for us to test Savvy. For anyone that's joined and is unclear about that. I want to try out bolt.new. Maybe we'll use that for Huckabuild. Does bolt.new do any non-web languages? Do I have to do a web app if I use this? Oh yeah, that's right. He's going to open source it and then put the credits. So every PR will get you a credit in the credit scene. Or every PR will lift your name higher in the credits screen or something like that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is just web languages. I guess that makes sense because Bolt.new is built on top of Stack Blitz's like whole WebOS or whatever it was called. I can't remember. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we should add that to our list. Learn Lua. Add a PR to Mordoria. Learn Lua. Attempt a PR. I'm really good at spelling and grammar checks. My mom did a lot of editing and I was homeschooled, so that's the majority of my PRs, I feel like. The couple that I've got merged have always just been like, I read through your docs and you guys aren't really good at English, so I helped you out. That's what we should do. We should just have it's probably like 6 months away. Yeah, it probably is 6 months away. I imagine so. We'll see though. I don't know. They've got a lot of stuff planned. Like, Teach is really excited about some of the stuff that they've got kind of planned for the future. I've only heard whispers of things, but I'm excited. There's going to be some big stuff. The best part will be when that music video comes out. That's going to be awesome. I'm very much looking forward to that one. Let's see. Mordoria. feel like we should just like find a random OCaml repo and just like try and put try to put a PR in. Sorry, the company that I work at uses another system, and they don't call PRs, and it's super annoying, and I keep accidentally almost calling it something else. But yeah, we should find a random OCaml repo and try to revitalize it. Maybe that we'll use Octane as part of it. JS. What? JavaScript? JavaScript. Yeah. Find a random OCaml repo. Oh, gotcha. Language, yeah. No, I definitely do use JavaScript in my day job. JavaScript and TypeScript. That's what pays the bills. Unfortunately, not OCaml. Maybe one day. Maybe one day OCaml will pay the bills. Maybe if I can convince my company to swap to OCaml. They're super invested in Rust, though, as a backend language, so that's disappointing. Don't even have to rewrite anything in Rust there. They just write it that way right away. YAML and HCL. HCL. I'm not even familiar with that one. Hydrochloric acid? That sounds like an incredible place to work. Just acid and YAML. HCL software. HashiCorp config lang. That's way less interesting than acid. Oh, okay, yeah. For Terraform, yeah. Makes more sense. Well, that's why they're day jobs, and they're not our side projects that we're actually interested in. Maybe we'll do something with that. Maybe we'll try to learn some config languages. I guess I know how to use YAML. I deal with YAML enough. Random OCaml repo. I wonder how I could even find OCaml repos. Is there just like a search on GitHub? I don't want to search for that. I want to search for language. OCaml. Why is it lime green? That's weird. Search all of GitHub. Yeah. Search all of GitHub. What the heck? Go. There we go. I wish there was a way for me to sort by best match. Sort by recently updated. That sounds good. OCaml calc. This feels like a calculator written in OCaml. It just has the MIT license. It doesn't tell you anything about what it is. No description provided. What's in our main ML? Let's see. Read line. Calc. Get number. Yeah, this is a calculator. Okay. This is someone's college project. Not that one. Camel MR. MapReduce style CSV processor. Interesting. Uses Alcotest, parmap, CSV. Clone the repo, build the program. Some mappers running OCaml outside to process CSV files. Ooh, what's that one? Oh, hey, I recognize that guy. I really got to open chat on a computer that has access, or I figure out how to get chat up so I can click links in this computer. I've got like a weird dual computer setup. Interesting. GitHub TUI. A TUI interface for GitHub. Huh. Pre-alpha stage of development. Love that. All right, we'll start this one. All right. Okay, hold on. Gotta open this in a tab where I'm actually logged in. All right. Whoa, that's big. We'll start that one. And GitHub is developed and maintained in free time voluntarily. Development may continue for decades or may stop tomorrow. Love that. That sounds great. It would be a fun one though. Use GitHub to it. You need to have the following installed. OCaml toolchain. I mean, that's obvious. BAT version 19. I'm not sure what BAT is. I'll have to look that one up. Hack Mono Nerd Font. You have to have the Hack Mono Nerd Font installed or it won't work. Oh, wait, yeah, because it's a TUI, of course. All right, that actually makes more sense now. Create a switch, build the project, execute it. And then you give it an owner and a repo. Yeah, this one's actually really well documented. I'm not sure how to pronounce. It's Dimitri. I'm just going to call him Dimitri. Yeah, I've seen Dimitri's work on Twitter, and it's always very interesting. This looks like a pretty fun project. We should do this one this week. That would be a fun one. There's not a lot of spelling. Ooh, well written. It's got issues. Oh, hello. Yeah, this would be fun. Use simpler symbols if nerd font isn't available. That could be a fun one to play with. Good first issue. Oh, looks like maybe someone else is already working on it. Yeah. Oh, maybe this one's already done. Alright, well, we'll keep an eye on this. I think it'll just be up to, we need to build it and just play around with it a little bit. And then I think once we do that, we'll have an idea of maybe where we want to contribute. But yeah, this could be a good one. This could definitely be a good one. That's better than my current random search for OCaml stuff. MapReduce CSV processor could be interesting. I don't know. Broadcast spelled incorrectly. Encryption schemes. OCaml baseline. Bon Franklin. I like encryption. Sounds cool. I don't know that I could commit to this one though, just because they misspelled broadcast in the name of the repo. Like that might be a deal breaker for me. A weird deal breaker, but that could be a deal breaker. Saga Muffins P1. Yeah, just gonna assume that's not going anywhere. My third course in college. Okay, well, we'll skip that one. An experiment on macros. Maybe. Code-based loosely follows Make-a-Lisp, with the exception of macro system. The macro system is yours. Huh. Okay, well, they're just following a book. Alright, see you later, Goreng. Enjoy dinner. Proof tree. What do we got in here? Ooh, rendered in latex. Yeah, I don't know about that. That sounds involved. Feats of distance. Boolean solver. What's a Boolean solver? Completion implementation. Okay, well, Manila meetups. Oh, nice. All the guys in the Philippines have a little OCaml meetup set up, it looks like. Maybe not the whole of Philippines, just Manila. That's cool. I am not in Manila though, so that would be very difficult to be involved in. Pokemon map generator. I love the sound of that. Let's see this video. Okay. That is. Oh. Whoa. Huh. Kind of neat. Make graph in terminal to bring up application. Click on the green circles or toggles underneath the image will determine whether the tile is used in the rendered map or not. Green means it's used and gray means it's not. This is cool. So it basically generates some kind of like a grid, like a maze grid, and then it converts that into an actual. Because like when they first click the button, it just has this stuff. I wonder if that's just like edges. It calculates edges and then applies. Huh. Interesting. Oh well. This could be fun. Oh. This is a school course though. Okay, not this one. It's super interesting though. Hot camel. Okay. What do we got here? OCaml interpreter with watching and reloading. Oh, so it's hot reload. OCaml. I don't understand. Couldn't you just do an exec -- watch? Interpreted or productive. What's exchange done? Huh. Sure, the normal modules can be loaded and unloaded multiple times during execution. Well, yeah, I don't know about this one. We'll see. Alright, I think we've got some good ideas here, though. We'll look at Dimitri's. I think this GitHub 2 could be a really fun one to just go poke around at. Maybe this week. Let's see if we can, I don't know, put an issue in or work on an issue. There's not a lot of spelling and grammar for me to help out with. But that's okay. We can do actual coding. We can provide actual value. I'm not actually sure if this will be available this week, though. How do I put a border around something? Is there a way to do that? We'll put that one over here. I wish there was a way to put it. There's got to be a way to do a border. Maybe I needed to draw the rectangle first, and then put it in here like that. Then I can delete this. Cool. We'll stick this over here whenever that becomes available. Gonna learn this TL draw thing one step at a time. It's weird. Why did it put Savvy over here like that? Is this one centered? Did it just figure out that this is a list? That's kind of dope if that's what it actually did. Sure seems like that's what it's doing. That's cool. Good job, TL Draw people. I'm impressed. Alright. delete. Just delete the whole thing. Alright, so these are the buckets we've kind of made so far. Ooh. I think it's pretty good. Maybe we'll work on some Savvy for a little bit. We'll come back to this. This can be down here. Can we give this a cute little background color? If I hit this, that's the outside color. Pattern fill. Yeah, okay. Put it down here. It's not ready yet. Savvy should be orange. No. Wait, what's this one? Fill none. Fill semi. I don't understand. What does fill none versus fill semi do? It doesn't matter. Moving on. Hook build. This one's blue. O camel random. O camel repo. Yellow. Alright. Fun times. Let's see. What else are we going to do? Let's head over to Savvy. Is everything working right now? No, everything's not working right now. Right. We added GitHub last stream. So let's go to main. Alright, so we gotta figure out how to expose the GitHub OAuth config. How did we do that in this? We just do that. So what if I do? Nope. GitHub client. Why does it not show my GitHub module being a module? It's mildly disconcerting. It keeps showing me GC. I don't want a garbage collect right now. Oh wait, is it my Dune file in here? Name GitHub. Yeah, this should be GitHub. I need to create my little create one though. Let's grab that while we're here. Let's see. GitHub's gonna have a callback just the same. Actually, I don't wanna do a create module here, right? I want GitHub to depend on OAuth. How would I do that? How would I get Let's go back to GitHub. So I want to create how do I do this over here? I want it to look roughly the same. So I created this module. It needs a storage unit, and it responds with a struct that has the get authorization. So this creates our client. So I want GitHub to work the same way. I feel like yes. I think I want GitHub to I want to create a client. I want to create a GitHub client. And the GitHub client is just going to wrap an OAuth 2 client. So it'll just have this same sort of structure. Let's just grab this. And then put it up here. We'll call this GitHub client. It needs a storage unit module. Man, that really stinks. This is like gonna get so like tangled so quickly with this storage unit module. I need to figure out how I can lift that out of OAuth. The problem, or the trick, is that it has this reference to a config type. And that's an OAuth type. I need to like abstract that out. I need to make like an interface that just kind of matches whatever, maybe, right? Maybe. I feel like maybe if I just say it with enough confidence, that'll be the true thing that I need to do. Yeah, okay, so in-memory storage has a config. Storage unit has a config type. I think a config type just needs to have some like, what are our configs? Look, these are our configs up here. And they need to have a couple of things. Looks like they all need a client ID. That makes sense. Whenever I could create it generic enough and just be like, it needs to have these things. Client ID, token endpoint appears to be another one that it needs. Yeah, token endpoint, client ID. Let's see. What is it? How did I make an interface before? Oh, I'm so bad at OCaml. Module type. Let's see. Module type. Configuration. We'll give it the full name, right? Configuration. So it's going to have a signature of. Does it need a type? I don't think it needs a type. It needs to have a value. What did I say? It was token endpoint was one. Token endpoint. It's a URI.t. And then it needs to have what was the other one? The other one was client ID. I feel like that one should be first. The more important one. Could you stop? Client ID. I think that just needed to be a string. Right, those are our config types. So it needs to have, this is the smallest one, so it's got to have a client ID, token endpoint. Looks like scope shows up on all these as well. But does it show up as the same thing? That's probably not true. Scope string list option, scope string list, scope string list, scope string list. Actually, why is this one the only one that's an option? Why are my refresh tokens using options? Well, probably because if I don't pass in a scope, it defaults to not sending a value at all. So it probably needs to be an option. Maybe I just need to change all the rest to be options that they match. Then I can include scope. No, I don't think I want to do that. There's always the possibility that I'm going to want to create a config that doesn't include scopes, right? Like the GitHub config is not going to include scopes. It's going to take a client ID, a client secret, and redirect URI, callback URL. Problematic. Maybe we should ask some AI for this, for some help. That's always a safe plan. ChatGPT never steers us wrong. Bring ideas to life. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Let's see. I have an OCaml app, OCaml library that has a constructor which takes an interface, or which takes an argument. Wow, this is getting way more complicated than I wanted it to. Hold on. So the problem that we're trying to solve is I want to be able to initialize the GitHub client, right? Because that's where we're working right now. We're trying to build the GitHub client. My GitHub client needs a storage because it has to have a callback, because GitHub's a two-phase or a two-step authentication process. It uses the authorization code flow, I'm guessing. So it's a two-step process. It has to have a callback URL, which means it has to have a storage medium. So GitHub client needs to be created the same way as the OAuth 2 client, but it has to, because it has to remember stuff. My problem is that the storage unit type exists in OAuth 2, and not here. Well, I guess GitHub, this one can just depend on OAuth 2, right? So then I could just do something like OAuth 2 client. And then I would just need to go to the Dune file. Hello. And I would just need to include this. Actually, what does it look like in Savvy? Dune. Just put it in my library. How did I do this? SRC Dune. Public name Savvy, and it just has OAuth 2 client in the libraries. OAuth 2 client. Oh, I have to build, don't I? Oh, right, yeah. Let's just take that out for now. What? Hello? Did I actually make changes over here? Oh, yeah, I added this type. Yeah, okay, whatever. We'll deal with that later. Oh, it doesn't recognize OAuth 2 client. Oh, because it's not going to generate an OAuth 2 client. It's going to generate its own thing. So let's go back to GitHub ML. So it doesn't recognize this, which is fine. We need to implement our own version of that. Oops. Undo. Control D, not Shift E. Shift E destroys everything. Alright, so there's module OAuth 2 client. So we're going to create our own kind of version of this. Well, we're going to create a GitHub version of this in the GitHub one. We'll come down here, put this here. We'll call this GitHub client. Modules don't match. Yeah, you think. Authorization code. Yeah, I don't need any of these. This is going to take a config. The config type is defined here. That's going to return these guys. It's going to return a result with a URI, a string, and a string. I don't know if I need these other two strings. In the OAuth, in the generic OAuth 2 implementation, we get back our, what is it, the URI, the authorization URI, the state value that we passed, and the code verifier for Pixie, if one was created. I think we always get one, whether it was created or not. We might not need that though for OAuth, right? Or for GitHub. So GitHub actually can't do Pixie yet, which is actually kind of surprising to me, but here we are. And I don't know that we need to pass the state value back. I guess we could just keep the state value for now. And it needs to have get authorization URL, which is going to take our config. What do I call this? Config. Oh, that's not, no, that's how I pass it. It should be config. Config, we'll call it a named config. Or is that how I did it? Hold on. I'm messing up all of my, yeah, it is tilde config, okay. So it takes a config and it returns, what am I doing here? Equals. Let's just do this. Example.com. String, we'll do that, we'll just return that, comma, state value. Okay, why doesn't it mismatch? Unused variable config, yeah, no, duh. Alright, this requires modules don't match. Val get authorization URL accepts config returns. Oh right, it's supposed to return a record. Some, no, it's okay. Yeah, there we go. Result type. So we return a result type. We have an unused config. It is what it is. Our config has a client ID, so let's just, we'll use config here. That way it doesn't get upset. Dot client ID. There we go. What? Why does the signature mismatch? It's not included in GitHub client. What are you talking about? It's literally a string. Senior mismatch. Modules don't match. That is not included in GitHub client. Values don't match. Blah is not included in. So the get it, it's just the fact that it's using the GitHub auth config. The type config colon GitHub auth config. Result is not compatible with the type. Config config. But why? Let's see how we did it over here. Oh, I have to match it to make sure it's the right type. Yeah, okay, whatever. This is only like busy work at this point. I just need to make sure that this works. And we want to match with GitHub auth config. If it's anything else, I guess I don't know what it is at that point. expression as type config, which is not a record type. Hello? Oh, conf. Error. This match case is unused. Yeah. Okay, well, just take it out then. Fine. Have it your way. Dune build. Alright. Stuff's still broken. That's okay, though. So this unused value get authorization URL. Yeah, of course. Alright, because I need to actually add it to main. So here we need to get it. Which I don't know if that works, right? Because we don't use in-memory storage in the GitHub one. We need to. Yeah, module GitHub client responds with that. Let's go look at the Dune for Savvy. So we need to add GitHub clients, or just GitHub. Let's build one less error. That's our lives. Working hard for one less error. One less. Unused value token endpoint. Wait, hello? Oh, that's that whole struct that I made. Okay. It still says module GitHub is not recognized. Oh, I typoed module. It's got a capital M. This functor application is ill-typed. It's sick, isn't it? Whoops. Take it back here. Unbound module GitHub clients. The functor application is ill-typed. These arguments, savvy.inmemory storage, do not match these parameters. Functor arrow. Man, I feel so smart just reading that out loud. I have no idea what it means though. Alright, let's see. It wants in-memory storage. Wait, why is that mistyped? I'm using the exact same storage from here. I'm using the OAuth 2 implementation of the storage unit. GitHub client storage retrieves a GitHub client, which gives me authorization URL. So why is this upset? Did I misspell this? GitHub client. Oh, yes. Maybe. Module GitHub client. Okay, that's spelled correctly. Do I need to expose this in savvy.mli? Is that my problem here? Oh yeah, it almost definitely is. So we want GitHub clients. Oh hey, the module shows up now. That's promising. GitHub. GitHub client. Unbound module. What did I call you? GitHub client. That seems right. Maybe I need to build again. When in doubt, build. Oof. One more error than before. That's what we live not to see. But the errors are all kind of expected things. Let's hop back into main. Okay, this thing about functor being ill-typed, still a problem, unfortunate. Wait, where am I? Savvy.mli? Oh wait, I need to be in savvy.ml. Alright. Unbound module GitHub client. Why do you think that is? Doesn't make any sense. Why does it think this is unbound? come back to here. Let's just add this in here because I do know I need to add this in here. GitHub client is going to be taking a storage unit. It's going to return a GitHub client unbound module. Oh, right, I've got to initialize it up here. Okay. So let's hop over to GitHub and just snag the definition from here. It's faster than retyping it again. Unbound constructor config. Okay, this one needs to be github.config, right? Why don't you like GitHub? GitHub dot. Is it called config? I'm not crazy, right? It's literally not Kongi. That doesn't make any sense. It was literally called config. Yeah, I've got type config. Wait, do I have an MLI file already that I've created? Yeah, like a fool. Ah. What do I do in here? I just take the exact same. Yeah, I just take the exact same thing. Okay, so grab this, put it in here. Good. Now I come back to here. Nope, not to here. To here. Oh, I've got a dune build. Again, when in doubt, dune build. Okay, the same number of errors that time. That's good. Well, that's not good, but it's not as bad as it could have been. Whoops. So we come back to here. Okay, that module is still, unfortunately, but all this stuff looks correct now. Returning OAuth2 client gets me an OAuth2 client. GitHub client gets me a GitHub client. We've got our github.config, so that's good. That's what we want to see. Now, why is it not working here? What is it expecting here? Dot. Oh. Maybe it's it. Well, what did I do there? It's because it's not in the MLI file. Yeah, that's got to be it. It's got to be in the MLI file. So grab this. Is it this one that I grab? No, this is not right. I need... Let's see. Yeah, right there. I need this guy in my GitHub version. So this needs to go here, which I'm going to have to define it now because it doesn't exist anywhere yet. And then I need to replace this with this, and then we can just delete this. Okay, unbound module storage unit expected. Auth2 client storage unit. GitHub client needs to be defined. So let's go back to OAuth. Let's go down here. Yeah. Okay, so I just take the definition straight out of GitHub again then. We come back over here. Drop that in, so now that's happy. Actually, let's Do and build again. Okay, same number of errors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, one less error. All right, we're back on top again. We're back. We're so back. All right. Implementation doesn't match. That's good. That's an easy one. So let's go back to Savvy. Good, that's there. Go back to main. Good, that's now working. Love that for us. So now we need to come down here, and it's all mad. Unused variable config, but it doesn't. It recognizes the constructor now. Unknown record field client ID. Maybe it doesn't. It should know these three things, shouldn't it? What does our config look like? Client ID, client secret, callback URL, GitHub OAuth config. What am I typing this as? GitHub OAuth config. GitHub OAuth config. Of type GitHub OAuth config. Yeah, that seems right. Why are you angry? Unused variable config. Yeah, I get that. Well, this is showing up right. Yep. Okay. This recognizable. So we've got that. Unused variable config. That's fine. I mean, it's not really unused. It's used right here, but okay. I'm using GitHub instead of client because GitHub is my client, right? Yeah, GitHub. Get authorization URL, and this should be recognized. Yeah. Good. What is this unbound record field? Oh, there's got to be something just silly that I'm missing here. Let config. I mean, it looks like I'm doing it the exact same way, right? Like I don't have any like fancy logic happening here. It's literally just trying to instantiate an instance of this GitHub OAuth config record struct or whatever. Client ID, client secret, callback URL. Callback URL is the wrong type. Maybe it's that. This should be URI.of string. Okay, that didn't help, but at least it helped my heart. Client ID, client secret should just be strings. Do I call it something else? Maybe the name. Let's call it GitHub config. It's still coming back saying it's not real. Do I need a semicolon here? Oh, wait a second. Oh my goodness. Holy cow, I could have left this as config. I just missed the word in. Feeling pretty silly. Alright, this needs to be an option type. I don't think this needs to be an option type. I think they're always going to need a client secret. So let's come back here. Yeah, I don't think that's an option. I think that's pretty much a requirement. I don't think there's any public apps in GitHub, right? Yeah, because a GitHub app always has a secret. There's no client credentials flow. It's always going to be authorization code. Pretty sure. We're going to roll with it. So we do a do and build. Whoa. Way more errors now. That's cool. Let's see. Expected string option. I'm pretty sure that I told you that's not true. Which is why I needed to change it here. And not just here. String config. Good. Then we come back here. I gotta do and build again. All right. Whoa, only 3 errors that time. Just 3. Best case scenario. All right. What do we got? The module type GitHub client is required but not provided in Savvy MLI. What are you talking about? It's totally provided. GitHub client's right there. Open your eyes. My computer has frozen. That seems bad. Sounds like a jet engine is taking off too. Fun. Well. Hello, computer? I blame Chrome. It's gotta be Chrome. Got too many tabs open. I've got what, like 9 tabs open. Plus the like 100 you can't see on the other screen. Well, not sure what to do here. I can't say that I've ever had my computer just stop responding like this. I run Linux. Actually, that's probably the reason. Just glad we just saved. What happened here? Why is my computer frozen? Well, I guess we'll restart. That was crazy. The fan is still going so fast. Don't steal my password. Oh, wait, you can't even see it yet. Never mind. Here we go. Here we go. We're almost back. We're almost back. We'll do it live. Come on. You can do it, computer. It's not an old computer. I don't know what's going on here. The graphics card just having a day. The monitor never came back. Well, this feels like a good time to raid somebody until I can figure out what's going on with my computer. Let's see who's on. Dylan's on. Never a bad day to Ray Dillon. So is Janet. Let's see. Alright. Maybe we'll just stop the stream here. Alright, well, sorry to end it on such a sour note, and with this crazy amount of colored bars. We'll get this figured out. I'll get this figured out, and yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday. I'll see you then.